Alright gang, we are live. Welcome to the world of Hearthstone. I'm your host, storyteller, and dungeon master Bilbo. Come join us as we travel through the tales from the Yawning Portal. This is our 4th episode of the Shrine of Tamoachan. The plan is to play the same characters through each of the adventures in the Yawning Portal, level up characters accordingly, and finish with the Tomb of Horrors. Our players have completed the Sunless Citadel and Forge of Fury, and we've only lost one character so far. And, well, I know you lost him for the night as well. So come join us as we travel through these old school dungeon crawls. If you would like to follow us, please hit the follow on Twitch here or subscribe button on YouTube. We're trying to grow our channel and going into the new year coming up here. So, with that, we are missing Torn tonight. He is at his dad's house for the next couple days. And we are missing Valian, who once again, too, is really at his dad's house in a sense, with the rest of his family as well, out in Seattle. So we're missing 2 of our players tonight. And I believe Zazriel is going to give us a recap of last week's episode here in the shrine for an inspiration die. Correct.
Yep.
All right, go shoot away.
So we started our session off last week in the room where we finished off the snail, or the slug of King of Slugs, and we moved down the corridor, coming to a wall with, it seemed like water on the other side, or door I mean, and we let our test dummy try it out, and he opened it, and of course water came out and splashed him back as well as Kit, my bad, and the other 3 of us luckily evaded out of the way behind the wall. Then we continued through that wet, damp area. It looked really bad. Then we continued on down another hallway that we had found, letting Torn run down the hallway like a madman just to find traps and whatnot, what he does best. And we came down a hallway with 4 stuffed or carved out statues of a bull, what was it, a deer, or what was it?
There was a bear, a coyote, an eagle, and what was the 4th animal?
Water buffalo.
And, hey, what? A bison. There you go.
And, there was a bracelet in the eagle's mouth, and Torn got tempted by it and grabbed for the bracelet. And, of course, as you grab for the bracelet and lift it off of its mouth, the mouth closes. We thought about removing Torn's hand, but he didn't agree with that solution. And so we decided to rub some oil on him. Almost set him on fire, but he didn't go for that one either. And we got his arm out. And in that room, there's about 10 to 12 statues of armored men that we have not tested out yet. We decided to go back to the hallway with the, what was it, the boar? I mean, the coyote. And we went down that hallway, letting Torn, once again, run down the hallway. And he found a creature. What was the creature again?
Will-o'-the-wisp.
Will-o'-the-wisp. And it zapped him. Got him a little fried up. And then we killed that off. And now we are running down another hallway.
Well, not we.
Oh, yeah. Torn ran off down another hallway, and we heard screams, and now we hear nothing. And so now it's find and rescue Torn.
All right. Here is your inspiration die, sir. All right. So, yeah. So the last thing we left off was you guys are trailing behind Torn as he's kind of jogging through in his plate mail armor, a half-orc, just jogging. And so as you and Erebus and Zazriel kind of turn the corner, you see you know, about 30 feet, 40 feet in front of you, you see Torn all of a sudden go, whoa! And disappear from your guys' vision. And you don't hear anything else. And I'll bring you to the map, or Billy, if you want. Yeah, it's feedback.
Sounds like bells.
Okay. So, there you guys go, and let's just see where Torn's body disappeared. And you can take this figure off right now. But that's where Erebus and Zazriel saw it disappear. And then, but as you guys are approaching, you hear behind you a dwarf. What is this dwarf saying there, Dar? Well, you're on mute, so he's still quiet, I guess.
Hey, wait up, guys! What you doing?
Just following a half orc.
Whoa. Same shit, different day.
We were, but we lost him. Can't seem to find him anymore.
Well, that's not too unnormal. He's always running ahead of everybody.
Just to be clear, Billy, he clearly fell, right?
Yes, you saw him disappear into the floor. Like fall into the floor. And so as you guys are approaching, even with, remember, there's still this thick gas in the air. So it is affecting you guys' dark vision. And even with Elle's kind of ever flaming little torch there that's burning to help kids. You notice that where Torn had fallen, the floor is closed up. There must have been some sort of trap door. Yep.
Want some help searching for?
And then the hallway, just so you guys know too, this hallway continues on probably for about another 100 feet or so beyond where Torn fell.
Is this a stone floor, Bill?
What was that, Dar?
Is this a stone floor?
Yes, it is a stone floor.
Well, I'll try and use my stone cutting to see if I can figure out how this trap works.
I'm gonna say you think it's a pressure plate. I won't even make you roll, but you can't figure out how to get it open.
Did we hear him scream?
Yeah, you heard him when he fell. He went, "Oh!" And then then you haven't heard him since.
And we didn't hear a splash.
No.
That's what I was going to ask.
No splash, no thud, nothing like that.
Well, I think he's lost. We should move on.
Well, can we figure out how this works so we don't trigger it ourselves?
Well, it's a pressure plate. I just can't find the pressure plate.
You between Erebus and Dar, you're gonna figure out that this is, in a sense, this may not. It's probably some sort of resetting trap door, but you're not sure how long it would take to reset this.
So we think it's safe to go over now.
You think so? You think it's locked up right now. I mean, you probably have to just kind of take a step on it to see if it opens. But you think, yeah, it's some sort of timer. It's probably on some sort of timer.
I'm gonna step over it.
I will tentatively take a step forward to try to see if I can opens up or not. But I'm going to be ready to jump back if it starts to open up.
Yeah, no, you take the step, no problem. Take a couple steps. No problem. You seem to get across the 10 feet area where it's set, and you have no problem. And then Zazriel does a quick follow right behind you. Erebus, you cross over as well?
Yeah. I've already searched thoroughly, right?
Yeah, no rolls needed here.
Okay, yeah, then I'll stick with those guys.
Okay. All right, so if the group continues on down this hallway, and Bill, you want to put them at the beginning, and you can actually just move those halls over.
Townhouse. Town guard, easy come, easy go.
Right. Oh dear. I suppose we really should sign you.
We'll see. You want to push that back, the camera back a little bit.
Actually,
so
fine.
you can see it.
Somewhere we've been, by just going forward, so I think that's about all we need.
Yeah, you all assume that you can't
How much we can do for
open
him?
this, and this is a perfect way for the dungeon master to have him out of the session anyways. So, so it's a perfect kind of trap in that sense. So you guys will you will find him sooner or later. No, probably later. Like
unconscious.
Like next session.
Probably live. I like that. That's good.
He'll be alive. I wouldn't kill him like that. So, all right. So you see down the hallway here. It seems to turn off as you guys are approaching.
I'll wave them back, or just stop, and I'll check the floor as we go all the way up, and then examine the door as well.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Alright, sounds good. And perception is 26.
Okay, perfect. All right, so as you are approaching, you get... No, hold on, Bill. Can you move your hand? Can you move his miniature up to the next spot? Right, no, next break on the mat. Right there. Perfect. And so right now, I'm using some tiles from, if people are wondering, where do you get those things? So I'm using some tiles from Nord Games, and then we'll be using some maps here from Mike Schley in a moment, actually, as well. So between, I don't like printing off hallways, except here and there, but because, yeah, especially this one is like 100 feet. It's just easier to just use the tiles. So you get right about there. So about 10 feet around the turn here for this door. And what you determine is there's a pressure plate on the floor here. And looking around, what you realize is that on the ceiling, from where you're at, if you look up, you see holes in the ceiling that would probably bring down some sort of gate. And also some very small little holes as well in the ceiling for about 10 feet behind you.
Oh, alright. So, do you think I can jump over it, or bypass it, or turn it off, or any of the above, all the above?
So you, let me make sure. You can definitely jump. You give me go ahead and give me a roll. Now, you don't need to give me a roll because you've got a great roll on that.
Okay.
So you, once again, you think what you could do is probably, adjust another piton on it to disable the trap. You think really any amount of weight, you know, a few people would probably trigger it. You think, you know, one or two at a time could maybe cross over it without, you know, setting it off. But you could definitely take a 5-foot jump, or you could, you know, use a piton and try to, you know, jam it and make sure that it doesn't, you know, go off at all.
All right. Well, I know that our group's a little chaotic, so I'm going to go ahead and try to use the piton so that I don't have to trust people.
All right. So you asked Dar for one of his pitons. There you go. Take it off there, Dar.
Go back and try to wedge it in. You want to slide a hand for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to roll on mine here. Oh, natural 20.
Cool, yeah, perfect. So you jam that right on in, and you're not going to set this on off at all. And I will go ahead and give you a bump for that.
Oh, thank you.
So, all right. Now, as you cross over and get to this door, you just smell like this, just a stench that's beyond this door of just like probably death and decay. You can just tell it just, and it smells like garbage. It just smells really nasty. Whatever's behind this door is it's seeping through the door. Even with the gas in the air, you can just pick up this just awful smell.
All right. Well, let me examine the door, see if it's trapped and locked, etc.
Okay. It is not trapped or locked.
All right, and then I will back up and let someone else open it.
All right.
How'd I know, Dar?
I know my job.
All right. Do you want, Billy? Do you want to position the characters around or up near the door?
I remember Dar being injured at all.
Let me take a look here. Good question. I don't think he is, but let me just double check. Let me grab the initiative cards here.
I don't know. Actually.
Oh, yeah, Dar is hurt.
Yeah, Dar's kind of messed up a little bit.
Yeah, so let me just.
So El's going to definitely patch him up, because I don't think he got hit with one.
Alright, so I have, just so I'll go through, L's -6, Erebus isn't hurt, Zazriel's -8,
7.
or 7? Well, I have 8, so you're -8. Dar is -17, and Kit is -14.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Patch up Dar and probably patch up Kit as well. So.
Alright, so I'll write that down. So, Dar by moves.
Dar is he fit? Dar is. Okay, so that is 12 points.
Alright, so -5 then. Good.
Is 10 points.
10 points. So now you're -4 there, Kit.
Okay.
Alright, perfect.
Thank you.
Drop 2 off of mine. Oh, thanks, Al.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're for, right, Christina?
Yes, that's what you're here for. Alright.
Gotta repair the doorbuster. That's the existing other doorbuster in here. Well, we trade them out to keep the wear even. Do we hear anything behind this door?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
What is Dar's perception? Perception is intelligence based. No. Wisdom based. Oh, I gotta get. Alright, 15.
Okay. Yeah, you might hear a little shuffling and moving behind the door.
All right. Well, I will take Linus out, pull my ale skin out, take a sip, wipe my face off on my sleeve, grab Gladys, and open the door.
Okay, perfect. All right. So yeah, go ahead. Thank you. All right. So once you open the door, you really get kind of taken back a little bit. You just get this bitter stench now that just goes right into your noses as you kind of lay your eyes on this room here. Inside this room here is just a pile. There's just piles of trash. There's just all sorts of broken clay in here, and it also seems to there seems to be these red lights, kind of glowish, almost ghostly lights moving around in the floor here, and but to Dar, you just kind of look closer here, and there seems to be probably about a dozen of these. Make a knowledge nature check for me.
Oh dear, knowledge. That's not that good. Let's see. Knowledge nature is just going to be a 10.
Okay, so you rolled a 10. That's good. You think they're like giant beetles, and there seems to be probably about a dozen of them here in the room, each about 3 feet in length. They don't seem to take notice to you at all, really. They just seem to be messing around in the trash here, and they seem that they're underneath, like their eyes. That's where you see this red glow, like their glands, as well as a little glow from the back of their tail. There's also, and they're just kind of scurrying about the room. Here, I'll put them on here. Just if I know you guys, we'll be killing them. And yeah, they just seem to be scurrying about. There's also 2 other sets of doors out of this room, one on the north side and one on the south side. Let me just throw a bunch of these on here.
Somebody needs a bath. Ugh. Just saying. You said eels? Yep, yeah, that's what he said. I will look from behind Dar and see if I can't more accurately identify what the hell these things are.
Oh, you know what they are. I mean, you guys know they're giant fire beetles. Yep.
All right. Well, I'll start the barrage off of fire.
All right, so you're gonna fire away in there.
Let's go, Erebus.
All right, give me initiatives.
Yeah.
I actually didn't roll poorly for once.
Nice job.
I got 18.
That's pretty good on a 17.
Okay, so anybody above a 20?
22.
All right, so Zaz was 22. All right, Kit. So Erebus, what were you?
I'm 17.
And then Kit, what were you?
18.
19.
18.
18. Sorry, my bad. L
10.
and Dar.
5.
All right, cool.
Beat the hands.
Alright, so, of course, and yeah, so Zazriel, is gonna light them up there.
I'm gonna shoot this one.
Okay.
And all 4 of them need to make a dex saving throw.
All, how many of them?
4.
Okay, 4 of them. That.
Yeah, Hail of Thorns.
Alright, so doing Hail of Thorns.
That's gonna be 20 to hit.
20 hits.
A dex saving throw of 13.
Okay. So 3 out of the 4 make it.
Alright, so they take 4 points.
Okay.
And then the one that doesn't takes 8.
Alright, so describe what happens as these hails come down and knock out 4 of the creatures.
Well, she takes her first shot and hits the one right in the middle, and as her arrow leaves her bow, you see the arrow splinter off into thorns.
Alright, you want to remove the 4 you just shot.
Okay. Well, and then like one of them took 12 points too. So
Yeah, they're all 4 of them are dead.
all right, and then my second shot
Okay.
is going to go for one right across.
Okay.
22
That hits.
for 8 points of damage.
Alright, it dies too. Alright. You done? Or
Yep.
doing anything else? Alright, Kit, you are up.
Is there a way I can move around Dar so I can attempt to use my breath weapon on him?
You sure could.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
You can get
That
4 of them.
breath weapon's D20, right?
So you get 4 of them breathing on them.
They roll a thing.
Yeah.
You roll some dice.
Roll damage.
Roll damage.
Ooh, natural 20. That one's making it.
Damage dice is D6, right?
It's more like 2d8, but you gotta look at it.
Yeah, you want to look.
It's on your sheet. One second, I'm pulling it up. So. Need 4th level?
Yeah.
Alright, breath weapon is 2d6 acid. DC 12 dex save.
Alright, thanks.
I got 5.
Okay, so total of 5 points. Okay, so 2 of them will die from the acid. As the acid, you spew out this acid. What does this look like, kid? It's the first time I think the group has seen this.
Yeah.
Well, we did fight Night Scale, so they have seen acid spray before, but they've never seen it from me.
No, they saw it from Night Scale.
Yeah, we all were up close and personal for that.
So it's a miniature version of you breathing.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, so 2 die.
Basically,
Having flashbacks of Night Scale, much.
And then I'll put 2 points on the other 2. You need dice.
Yeah.
There you go. Alright, very nice. Good. Erebus, you are up.
Alright, I'm going to use cunning actions. We're going to stealth.
Okay.
And so that is a 19. And then I'm going to ready to shoot when something bigger and badder pops out.
Alright. Got it. Alright, so now these things are reacting as Kit comes into the room. Those back 2 that are right behind her, they're going to attack her. And the others will move up towards her. Are they within 30 feet of her, Billy? Yeah. Oh, okay. Move them up on her. These two. Yep. She's surrounded by 6. Alright, so yeah, so 6 of these fire beetles now are biting at your legs there, Kit.
Good luck.
There's 6 of them.
Yep.
And Kit, just confirming your AC again is it 13? Or is it better than that now?
It's 13.
Alright, thank you. Alright, so
Technically, you'll have Alex rolling.
yeah, 3 of them miss you, and then 3 of them hit you. So 3 of them bite into you. And so a total of 6 points. So now I've got minus 10.
Okay. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah, they're just taking little bites into your legs as you stepped in there. L, you are up.
Alright. L is going to, and they're eating their own squares, so they're big enough for that. So I'm just going to do Sacred Flame on whichever one is closest to the door.
Okay, no problem.
So 14 deck save.
Alright. Makes a save, of course.
Takes some damage.
No damage? Or how much?
No damage.
Oh, no damage. Alright.
Save all or nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Alright. Did you do anything else?
I don't think I can get in there, can I?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much surrounded Kit in there in the door.
Locking the door too, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Sorry.
Alright, Dar, you are up.
Well, Glass was going to take a swing here with me at that one right in front of me.
Alright.
And 18. Oh no. Oh wait, wrong one. Dar takes a swing down and accidentally chops into the side of the door frame. That's stuck for a second. He's got to pull it back up. Crap.
Did he fumbled? Oh, that's great. Alright, so Dar's axe is stuck in the door as he's trying to pull it out. Alright, this is a new round. Nothing scary pops out yet. They're here. Zazriel, you are up.
Alright, I'm shooting no.
Alright.
Does a 13 hit?
Yes it does.
Or 6 points.
Kills it.
I'll shoot another one. Not the injured one, but the one next to that one. 25
Oh yes.
for 9 points.
That kills it.
Alright, and then I'll use my Horde Breaker and shoot my 3rd shot into the one next to that one.
Alright.
And that's 13
Just hits.
for 7 points.
Kills it. Alright. Done?
Yep.
Just all you just see is Zazriel just shooting arrows, taking out the fire beetles.
Erebus, why aren't you shooting? This is perfect target practice.
Alright. And
You need perfection.
Kit, you are up.
I pull out my quarterstaff and start whacking at the ones that are fighting me.
Alright, go ahead.
Roll 16.
That's gonna hit.
And it's 4 plus 3 is 7 points.
That will kill it.
Yay!
Good job. Nice job. Or down.
Alright. And then I'm assuming you're just gonna stay put because you don't want to move out. Because if you move away from one, one would be able to attack you.
Yeah.
All right, Erebus, you are up.
I'll keep waiting. I'm ready.
All right. The two beetles there try to bite her, bite Kit in the legs again.
Sorry, guys.
And both of them miss though. I'm back in form. L, you are up.
Keep dancing, kid. Keep dancing.
So L, do you step into the room? What do you do, L?
Yep, I will step in and around Kit. And I will stab with my short sword.
See, Erebus, even Elle's getting practice with her sword.
What's your roll there, L?
13 on the die, but I think I've got it.
That hits.
So, 5 points of damage.
5 points. Kills it.
Yeah. Get that sword bloody.
Very nice, L. Dar, you are up.
Well, looks like there's only one left.
Yep. Yeah, you can go around and
Short and stubby legs can get you there.
Yep. All right. Yep.
Alright, that's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And 14 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, you just slice right through it, right into the trash there. All right. We come out around there.
I get my arrow back.
You get half your arrows back.
Those were amazing shots.
Just looking around this trash nest of these beetles, and where you saw the majority of them over there in that northeast corner, you see some odd pieces of metal, some polished rock, some broken crystal. There's 3 large turquoise. And you'll also find a dagger that looks really nice in this junk pile. So the 3 large turquoise, they're worth 20 gold pieces each. Yeah. So it's it's this nice dagger. As you're looking at it, you think it has a little rust on it, but there's some blue a blue tint in it as well. So you
Dagger of the cold.
you think it's a fancy dagger, but it's probably been down here a long time. It's old, some just rust. But if you shined it up and stuff like that, maybe
Get your fair price back up.
Yeah.
How much gold did we get each?
Well, not each. There's 3 large turquoise worth 20 gold pieces each, and this fine rusted dagger.
Yeah, I heard the dagger, and I missed the gem part. I thought you said we each got something.
No, there are three large turquoise gems. They're worth 20 gold pieces each. You probably heard that as a key.
I missed the first part.
Those dwarves. How much gold
Each? Yeah.
By the way, how much are you going to give me for that?
How much for me and how much for you?
Exactly.
Who's holding the dagger? Get it to us?
Yeah, sure. Which door?
Yeah, so you have a door to your north and a door to your south.
Right or left?
I'll look at the door around to the left.
North.
The north is towards you.
Okay, then she looks at the south.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything distinct about either of these doors. They both sets here, as well as the one that you opened. These are wooden, these solid wooden doors. You guys have seen plenty of either wooden or bronze doors, and these ones are all wood.
All right, I'll check them both doors before we're going to do them for traps and see if they're unlocked.
Yeah, both of them are seem to be not trapped. Both of them are unlocked. You went on mute for some. Oh, you're probably talking to somebody. No problem. I saw your head turn, so I figured you're talking to somebody else.
Yeah, so they're both safe.
Yeah, they both seem safe.
Sorry, I didn't hear that again. Can you guys say that again?
Sorry. Yeah, you must have broke up for a second. Both doors seem safe.
Background to the left. I think that was the south.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're gonna open that door.
Yep, I'll open it, move out of the way, and let another monkey walk through.
Okay, so yeah, so it seems to be a hallway that's leading southward. It goes probably about 50 feet, and then turns to the west.
All right, I'll explore. I'll be checking for traps, and I'll move down that way, and then to the edge of the corner.
All right, go ahead and give me just a quick perception roll here.
All right, perception. It's not as good as normal. That is 19.
Okay, so your assumption right now is there's no traps or anything you can foresee.
So I'll move to the corner and peer down to the west.
Yep. So it goes about 30 feet and leads to a set of double doors. Let me just check if these are bronze or just wooden. Yeah, so these are the heavy. They look like the heavy bronze doors that you've seen before, and on the door here, some sort of glyph seemed to be scribed into the door.
All right. And we don't barely miss anything at the moment. I guess I'll bring up Zaz and Elle and have them check it out.
Yep, one sec. I'll just draw this. I'll do that while we're waiting for Zaz.
Bring me up. If it's
I mean, anyone can go up, whatever. I just tell them it's blood fine.
just kidding.
I'm bringing the magic people up.
Yeah, go for it. I know my place.
The alternate trap finder.
Right.
All right, so we have Dar. Let me see if this is kind of on the board. Yeah, it's perfect. All right. So that's kind of the hallway, and then it, like I said, it comes to these bronze doors that just heavy bronze, doors that have these glyphs on the doors here. They seem to be human-like figures. stretched out, like two of them, like almost like in a sense trying to touch hands, like right at the where the door opens, the double doors open. It seems like they're trying to almost touch hands.
Elle's gonna cast resistance on herself.
Okay.
And then get close enough to examine.
Resistance to what?
Call for
We'll
resistance.
find out, won't we?
It's a little boost against everything, even the clan.
All right. Go ahead and give me. I want to give me a religion check as you're just examining the door here.
Watching Cat eat a graham cracker is definitely bullshit.
Okay. So just looking at them, you definitely think one's male, one's female, and just in the sense of the drawing, you think they were probably middle-aged, and you also think once again that they could be, you know, gods, you know, that these people, these ancient people once worshipped.
Okay. We have to go through the birth canal, I guess. No idea. No writing or
No writing, just these, like I said, just these two, man and a woman, that are trying to touch each other, like they're trying to reach out to each other, but it seems like the door has stopped them from joining.
the door and stop them from joining.
Mm-hmm.
And the door is closed.
Yes. Yes.
But the door is in between.
Yeah, like it's in a sense one door has, so the double door, so you can imagine, so one person, the male is reaching out on one side and the fingertips just right at where the door, the seal of the door would be open. And then on the other side is the female, the same thing with her fingers tips reaching out. Yeah.
No sense as to whether or not we should open this up, but
Are they close enough that if one of our hands touched, it would bridge the two?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, they're definitely like right there. So if you kind of put your, like your hand, your palm of your hand in a sense, you know, lengthwise, between them, yeah, that actually, yeah, then both would touch.
sounds like strange mix, but
Did Dar have anything to say? Okay.
bronze.
Alright, I'll back everybody up 20 feet.
All right.
And then I'll try to open it by putting my hand there.
Okay. Yeah. So you put your hand there. The door doesn't open.
Okay. Anything else happen?
Nope. Nothing happens.
Alright, let me examine it, see if I can figure out how to open it, just in terms of manually, assuming it's not just.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Alright, let's see. What my dice I'm rolling on mine? It's weird. Oh, natural 20.
Okay. Perfect. So you think you could actually just go ahead and pull these doors, push them in by their hands. And then the doors, both sides would open, and you're sure that they're not trapped.
All right. I'll put one of my hands in each of theirs and push it open.
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm scared of beetles, but not scared of doors that with magic on them.
Better you than me when it comes to magic.
We'll go you. We're staying back here.
Just leave it, Billy. I don't need it. Doesn't matter. Just leave it, Billy. All right. So you open the doors, and as you open the room here, across this room, once again, it looks in a western wall, so directly across. Once again, you see what's on the doors. However, now they're and made of bronze, the same thing. But this now, they have both of them where their hands are stretched out again, except together. Now they're together, and each hand, so they're clasping each other in kind of some sort of an hand brace that you see. And then in the center of this room are there's one in the middle. There's a low stone table holding a flask and 2 goblets. All are made of crystal. And then there's these 2 stone benches, and they seem to be what it looks like is right on top of them, laying on top of them, is what looks as one's a male and one's a female. Once again, both of them, in fact, here they look like the same people on the doorway that you just opened, the double doors, as well as the mural, the bronze mural on the wall, looks exactly like them, and both of their bodies are perfectly preserved. They're dust covered, and they look dead. However, they just seem to be perfectly preserved, and it also seems like make a perception check here.
Okay. Wow, terrible rolls, terrible rolls. 13.
No, it's good enough. It must be some sort of ritual because their bodies are also covered with what looks like dry snake skin. The female also wears a silver bracelet and holds to what looks like an ivory wand in her right hand. The male has an amulet that seems to be electrum resting on his chest, inset with a red stone of rather large size, like fist-sized stone, that is laying on his chest in this this amulet. However, you do notice too on the glyph on the wall, below it, there is some sort of writing that you can't make out that is below the picture of these 2.
It's obscured for me, or I don't know the language, or both.
Really both right now.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna close the doors.
Okay.
And turn around and say, "There's nothing in there. Let's keep going the other way." It's a suicide pact. We don't want to mess with that.
What do you mean by a suicide pact?
His body's preserved next to each other. Lovers death.
So like a burial site.
Nothing good is going to happen if we go in there.
So, but it's a burial site, so there must be treasure.
You just described a ritual room.
So there must be treasure.
There was treasure.
Exactly.
It was It was from the 70s. I heard the word electrum. It's all very dated.
we're here to get artifacts and investigate for the people that we were supposed to.
Yeah, I ain't gotta go in there.
Things come around. What was popular in the 70s now popular now again in the mid
They're all like, Electrum,
2015s.
what's that? I want some Electrum.
Yeah.
It's half as good as gold, baby.
Yes, it's half as good as gold.
Alright, I'll go back and open the door and I'll examine the floor directly in front.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll perception.
Alright, 17.
All right. Yeah, you're pretty sure that nothing, at least within your vision, around the floor here, leading up to these stone beds here, that there's no traps in any of this. In its
Alright, I'll
immediate
move
vicinity.
into the room and to the left, move from bow to double swords. And I'll let the more foolish of the group explore further unless they ask me.
Sure. And then just to let you know, there's 2 doors in here.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull out my shield and the dagger.
But these are single doors. These are not the bronze doors. These seem to be just your typical wooden doors. Single wooden doors out of here. One, once again, one leads to the north, and one leads to the south.
Right. I guess I would have mentioned that too. And there's 2 doors.
Are they covered?
The two bodies, yes. So these middle-aged men and women that depict exactly what's in this bronze, what's on the bronze doors, as well as this mural of bronze on the wall here on the western wall. They're both they're covered like they're covered in like a snake skin, like old dry snake skin. However, both bodies are well preserved. Like they look dead, but in the sense that they haven't aged. In the sense of from their middle age, their pictures, their depiction pictures look exactly like they are.
Al, have you ever heard of a ritual like this before?
Sure. Preserving people?
Yes.
Well, like-
yeah, absolutely.
With snakeskin.
That's the snakes, yeah. Local touch.
Can move in the room and to the left.
Let's
Okay.
I'll have Gladys in one hand and I'll walk over to where the gal is that has the wand.
Pip pulls out her quarterstaff and cautiously walks into the room, hugging the wall.
Okay, put Jod at the doorway. Jod's like, I can't wait to see what happens here.
So, which one's on the right side?
So let's just go ahead and since Dar went that way because he wanted to look at the female, let's have the female there and the male is on the side where Erebus and Zazriel are.
Right. With my short sword. He has an amulet, right, around his neck.
Yeah, so it's an amulet, this Electrum amulet.
Is it inside of the snakeskin, or is it like outside of it?
No, it's
Like, do I think I can remove it with the short sword? Like
over his neck? No. It's over his neck. It's like a necklace. It's a big, amulet. And then this, and in the center of the amulet is this red stone.
Do you want me to get that for you, Saz?
Sure, yeah, you're a little bit lighter on your feet than I am. Well, better with your hands, I should say.
Alright, move me over there. I'll turn the get that off. We're touching the body.
As he goes over to get that, Dar's going to take his hand near the wand, and as he reaches to grab it, I'm going to grab the wand at the exact same moment, so that we're snatching them both together.
Okay, all right. Both of you, go ahead and give me sleight of hands.
What do you think it was gonna be, man?
Give me an athletics check, please.
Elle is circling around Dar to take a look at the mural or the.
And as they're doing that, I'm readying an action to
19. So
stab the
total
demon as if he
26.
comes up.
Okay, hold on. So I got those. So what were you saying,
Readying
Zed?
an action if dude stands up to swing with my short sword.
Okay. And then Elle, what were you gonna do?
So I'm heading around Dar over to the western wall to take a look at the depiction and the writing underneath with the burning torch.
Okay, perfect. So I'll give you this. So the writing from what you're seeing is because you've seen a little bit, I think, in the past. You think the writing must be in their language. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
Natural 20, baby. 22.
Wow, nice. All right, so one, I'm going to give you a bump for that with the natural 20 there. And what you kind of get out of this, you can't get it all, but you kind of figure out a couple words. You get beware, and then some words that you can't figure out. And then you get many-eyed God will bring down a fiery death. And then
Awesome.
with that, oh, I getting some feedback, guys. All right, and with that,
No fire. Flame sword comes up.
Oh my God. Beware.
yep. So, as soon as you're actually, Dar, you're successful taking this ivory wand out of her hand, and Erebus, you're successful removing this amulet around his head. And as soon as both of you do this, kind of at the same time, both of them jump up immediately into this fighting stance, and have this, look to ready to fight. Let's go ahead and give me initiatives here.
20 to hit.
Okay, 1 second here. Okay, so you hit.
Alright, 6 points. Magical. And then the next hit's 20.
Okay. You're only going to get the one attack.
Only one attack?
One attack, yes. So the first one hits. So how much damage?
I did 6 points, yeah.
Alright, so 6 points. And as you hit it, it also seems to kind of slide off some of the damage. So it doesn't seem to like take the full brunt of the damage that you just did. And let's roll initiative, people.
Which one did you hit?
The one on my
The
side.
male.
Male. Does the snake skin fall off on it?
Yes, the snake skin, the dry snake skin just kind of just falls to the ground. Or along, not really to the ground, but on this stone pedestal, the snake skin kind of
So are they
stays.
normal now, or do they still have snake skin?
No, the snake skin was just in the sense almost like a sheet, like a blanket.
Okay.
Okay, so anybody above age 20? All right. 16 to 20.
18.
18.
19.
Wow. All right. So Dar's first with a 20. No, this is a first. Dar, then L, Erebus, and Zazriel.
Yeah.
And then Kit, what did you roll?
I'm at 11.
11.
I'm at an 11.
All right. Perfect. All right. So there we go. All right.
Stuffing along in my belt considered an action.
It would be. I want to say it's. Manipulate.
Which is free.
Which is free, yes. So you're up first.
Alright. Then I manipulate the item and stuff the wand in my pants. That sounds I grab Gladys by both hands and I'm going to make a couple of swings at her, and I'm going to at the chick and see what happens here. And I'm going to use reckless attack.
Okay.
There we go. So a natural 20.
Boom.
Wow.
So that's double damage for. So, 20 points of damage on that one.
All right. So as you hit her, she takes the hit into the side, but she kind of moves away and just kind of even brushes the weapon out a little bit, where it doesn't hurt her as much, as in the sense that she kind of glides off the weapon a little bit, so it doesn't mess her up as much as you just laid into her.
Yeah. Does she bleed?
Yeah. Blood comes out.
Alright. Second one. And an actual 20 again.
Yeah.
Well, I took the attack, so I get advantage on my attacks. So I'm rolling 2 20s. So, but I rolled a 20 a second time. Alright, let's try the damage again.
Explode, explode, explode.
Not so much. I got 9 and a 10, so that's 21 plus 4 is 25.
Jeez. All right. So she takes the full brunt of that, though.
Wow. She's a rogue.
So, so yeah, the blood's just she screams out in agony as you hit her that second time, and she'll once again in a language that you can't understand. She looks at the male and she's like, "Sipak Natal." Just looking at him across the room, in anguish. All right, L, you are up.
I'm gonna turn and say, I can't really make out the full words. Can you guys tell us what this means? And then I'm going to do guiding bolt on the male. I don't think so. That's 10.
10. No, that is gonna miss him.
Yeah.
All right, Erebus, you are up.
Okay. What's the light in this room? Nothing?
No, yeah, there's no other than the torch that L has. That's about the only lighting you have in here.
Okay. And which one am I? Where am I at?
You're right next to the male.
You're right next to the male.
Flanking him with Zaz.
Okay.
You're breaking up.
Can I do stealth here? What do you think?
No, you wouldn't be able to. He's definitely looking at you. He's more observant of you than any, because you just took the amulet off of his neck. So he's aware of you.
So I'll slip the amulet into my bag with manipulate, and then I will swing twice.
All right.
Okay. So roll is a 19, so that's gonna hit.
Yeah.
And I am flanking, right? So I'll get my sleep.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So that is a total of 20 points.
All right. He
That is magical.
yells out in pain as he takes the hit to the side.
And then I'll swing a second time. The offhand weapon. And that is a fumble. The second sword goes flying out of my hand. I lose it.
All right. All right.
Flies across the room. And then I'll use my. Let's say I can't do that. All right, so I'll just shift over next to.
You can't. Remember, you fumbled. You're done. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You're right. Yep.
All right, Zazriel, you are up.
Right up to Hunter's mark. And I'll swing twice. That's a 16.
16 just hits him.
For 14 points of damage.
All right, just yells out in pain.
That's a 24.
That hits.
For 13 points of damage.
Jeez. All right. Yeah. So he looks really hurt too now. He's bleeding. You anything else? Yeah, and he just kind of looks over at, and over at her now, and he's just like, "Books, oh no, mosh."
Yes, you will die fighting together.
So
It's okay.
All right, and so and then yep. So Kit, you are up.
Which one am I closest to?
You're closest to the female.
Is there any way I could just sneak my way around to L?
Yeah, you could try, but you're within range that if she chose to attack you, she could hit you.
Those were the dot. So, I'm just gonna ready my staff in case I need to block something or something.
Okay, so you're just gonna go into defensive mode?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Alright.
Take a swing.
Alright. The male says something, and it's, Dan, go ahead and give me a religion check here. Actually, just give me an intelligence check.
6.
Alright, you have no idea what they're saying, but you definitely think, yeah, this must be their ancient language. They say something, and you just can't figure it out. And now she just goes right down on Dar with her fist. What's your AC, Dar?
15, and she has advantage because I did reckless attack.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So she pops you once, pops you twice, pops you 3 times. She just all 3 fists just hit you 3 times, just right in your chest, your head area. And she's just hitting you with her fist there.
You're supposed to dodge those. Haven't you been in a bar fight once or twice?
But you're raging, so this will be halved. I'll have it. So.
Sorry, we have a racetrack upstairs.
We have a race going on upstairs right now. So.
Little man's running off of fumes.
I'm surprised he's still up.
Been up for 14 hours straight.
Yeah. So, Dar, you are now minus a total of 18.
Okay.
She just pops you 3 times. And then, him. Yeah, so he goes for his Azrael, trying to hit him 3 times.
18.
Okay.
Do I recognize her moves as something similar to Sasko?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, 19 on the die.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, except more skilled.
Nah.
Yes. Better skill, better precision with the hits. But, yeah, without a doubt, you think must be in the same fighting style of Sasku, but definitely more skilled than Sasku was. And he hits Zazriel twice. Pops him twice, once in the chest, once in the face.
Flippin' monks.
And you are going to take 16 points of damage, Zazriel. You're minus 24.
Yep.
All right. And it's now a new round. Dar, you are up.
Alright, well, let's try this thing again and see if we can get lucky a third time. It's only an 18 on the die plus 7 is 26.
That'll hit.
16 points of damage.
All right.
And I'll swing again.
Yep, and go ahead and do that. She seems to once again deflect that first attack that you come at her, and not taking as much of a hit on that one. How much was it? Sorry, total. 16.
16 points.
All right, thank you.
So does it 23 be hits?
Yep, that hits.
Oh, for a maximum of 18 points of damage.
Jeez. Yeah, she seems to take that whole thing, though. She's just screaming out. Just blood's coming out of her side. She's really messed up. He is, too. Both of them are really, really messed up here. Yeah, his blood's coming down on you. All right. Do you do anything else, Dar?
I think I just stand my ground with her.
All right, Elle, you are up.
Alright. Yes, these guys, there's no way. Yeah, so he's going to step one closer to the female and try to stab her.
Okay.
So I draw my torch
All right.
as I pull out my short sword.
All right. You want to move down a little?
So, 20 something.
That hits.
For 5 points.
All right, got it.
Magical damage. Does she seem to dodge that?
Nope, she seems to take it all. Bleeding. Ah. All right, Elle. Erebus, you're up.
Alright, so I will leave my dagger, leave my second short sword. I'll use manipulate to pull out a dagger.
Okay.
And then we will swing once with the Shadow Smite first. I still have somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zazriel's right there still.
All right. So that is a 26 total.
That hits.
All right, and somehow the worst damage ever, 11 points with the stake.
Oh man.
All right. It's gonna take that. All right.
I don't know.
Quit rolling like me.
Okay.
And then with the dagger, let's see, that is probably gonna miss. Well, how's the worst rolls ever? Okay.
All right. All right. Zazriel, you are up.
2 I think.
All right.
23.
That is.
Or 18 points of damage.
All right. He seems to kind of fend off some of that there, but not as much as he did before.
Boom. 22.
That hits him.
Or 12 points of damage.
He goes down.
Boom.
Oh! Just falls down. Flat. His blood's coming out of him. Just goes down. All right, Kit, you are up.
Finish her off, Kit.
How far from me is she?
You're right there. You can swing. You can swing your staff right on her if you want. If that's what you choose
Yeah,
to
I'm
do.
gonna do that.
Okay.
I got 8.
Nope, that's gonna miss her. All right.
I rolled a 3.
Now 3 face shots at Dar.
She looks and sees her, her lover, her husband, whatever he was to her, and you can just tell she's like, no, and she pops down at Dar again. Natural 20 on both dice. The first. Jeez.
Same roll, yeah.
Same roll, yeah. Jeez. And the next one hits. And the next one is going to miss, actually. So the last one missed, but the first one's a crit. And I also, in this case, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving.
Yep.
Okay. That's not good.
Exploding die.
17.
All right, so yeah, you're fine. You almost kind of lose your balance a little bit, but you manage to keep your ground.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, this is gonna be nasty. But it's halved, so that's a good thing.
Right.
Because I did explode on one.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't do that, at least. I might wish I had.
So I have you minus now 32 as she just, cranks you one time and just hits you right in the jaw, and you probably have a loose tooth right now. Blood's just pouring out your mouth as she pops you. And with that, Dar, you are up.
Lights out, little lady, my turn. Same thing, we're gonna
Reckless.
attack.
All right.
That's only a 20.
That still hits her.
Okay. And that is for 7 points damage.
All right. She seems to fend all that off. She just pushes your
And I take a second swing.
Gladys right out of the way.
And that's a 19 on the dice, so it's
That
26.
hits. Oh yeah, that hits.
And that one is going to be, there we go, 17 points of damage.
Ooh, yeah. She's still up, but she is just Her knees buckle when you hit her with that one, but she's still standing. Elle, you are up.
God, she's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Alright, L is gonna swing on her.
All right.
Oh, it's a 12.
Oh, that is gonna miss her. She moves out of the way. Erebus, you are up.
Alright, so I will move to her.
All right.
However, I can do that, and we will take a couple swings. First, we'll try Shadow Smite. 22 AC total.
That hits her.
21 points.
Oh, she
And I
cries out.
I will hit with the back of my blade if I can, try to knock her out.
I'll give it to, yeah, we'll see here. I'm gonna make a roll here. She might still. Yeah, she seems to go down, and you think you still, even with the hit, just knocking her out. It's just such a hard hit that she's out.
Alright. And that's it. I won't take my
Yeah, she just falls, as she's falling, her hand kind of reaches out towards the male and just collapses down.
Aww.
They're both in a better place now. They're together.
They still can't touch each other's hands like when we entered.
Yeah, that's true. So true.
I can fix that. Dar grabs her by the hand, drags her over next to him, grabs his hand, and puts the two hands together.
Okay, all right.
And now a firestorm comes down.
Okay.
Search survives.
Yep. So one, she still has this. This is a platinum bracelet. That's on her wrist. And then, of course, then there's nothing else in the sense it seems to be value on them. Like I said, he has the amulet. That amulet, I'll just tell you the worth of this stuff. There's also, just so you know, on the table behind you, there's these two. Sorry.
Crystal goblets.
Yeah, two crystal goblets, and then then there's a crystal flask that's also in between these two. Just so the wand you pull out and take a closer look at the wand is actually a folded fan. It's worth though of ivory. It's worth 50 gold pieces. The platinum bracelet is worth 250 gold pieces. And the amulet and the garnet in it is worth 100 gold pieces.
So I must have grabbed the right thing. That fan probably would have been a weapon.
Yeah, it could have been in their sense, yeah. So yeah, if you take a look at these crystal goblets, yeah, they're probably worth something. And it seems like inside this crystal flask, there seems to be a quantity of some sort of silvery dust in it.
Poison.
Alright, well, we would have Bailey check it out, but I guess if we can't, maybe we'll store it until he's around.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to it. Or pocket it.
Alright.
Yeah, you think that these crystal, these goblets here are probably worth 10 gold pieces each. And then the flask, this crystal flask, is probably worth about 25 gold pieces. You're not sure what the silvery dust is or what its value is. Just make sure that you're listing it has silvery dust in it.
Alright, well. Alright, we need to rest. I don't feel so good.
Does this room got the same fallen flakes of Silent Hill everywhere?
Yes, the Silent Hill still exists in this room as well. So the gas is still up in the air. And yeah, and then like I said, you have 2 wooden doors, one on your north, one on your
Not as
south.
bad as other areas, or
Yeah, it's still just as bad. It has not cleared up. Like I said, as soon as you guys have left that one, when you guys kind of came up, those stairs, definitely the gas has gotten thicker.
and so nothing else in this room is of note.
No.
How big is the writing?
It's not that big. Probably about maybe 1.5 inches in the sense of height wise. And yeah, you think it's probably 2 sentences, but you just can't make out one big middle part. Like, you got to beware, and then there's probably a sentence that you could not figure out, and then you got the whole part about the fiery death and the many-eyed god.
Well, can I take a look at it?
Sure. Go ahead. Give me a religion check.
I got 11, so I got nothing.
Yeah. No. So yeah.
It's worth a check.
Yep.
Do you have any paper or dar?
I might.
Here you go.
You have some. I'd like to maybe try and
I think Sam's just handed you some.
down.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, okay. And all right, I believe you said you had a torch.
Huh?
Do you still have torches?
No, yeah, don't let those all go because they're weighing them down.
Very heavy.
Let's see. Torches. I don't have any
I
torches.
think he left them because last time he had them, somebody died.
Oh, wait, let me think. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I got 10 torches right here.
Oh, no, he still had some.
All right. And have you used any of those 10 torches?
No, I'm a dwarf. I can see in the dark.
All right. Why don't you put 8 of them here on the floor?
Why?
I'm going to use one of them at least. It might be all 8. We'll see.
Okay. Usually I only need one at a time. You ain't got 8 hands.
True, but it is dead weight you're carrying around.
Just trust her.
No, it's not. It's in my pack.
All right, well, light a couple torches. Carry one.
I don't want one.
But she can't see without one. Maybe she should carry one. Yeah.
I expressly don't want one.
I'll carry one. Because I can't see in the dark.
That's good.
All right, you two can each have one. Here, I'll give you each one.
Elle's going to take one of them and light it, and then she's going to take the other one and burn the back end of it, the wrong end,
Okay.
until she gets it to smolder a little. Then she's going to do a little rubbing.
Okay. Sure. I get what you're doing. That's what I thought you were gonna do there.
He's gonna do what?
A
Rubbing
rubbing of the written language.
of the written
Just gonna rub
language.
one out quick.
Oh, that's what I thought she was gonna do. She got this thing all brown and carved and everything, and now she's gonna rub one out.
Need a torch. That's what it's for.
Sure.
Let's give us.
Yeah, and just so you know, it takes a little bit to get the torch lit, and it just seems like this gas seems to have some sort of effect on it. But you're able to get one lit, and then start doing the burning and start doing the shadowing. You guys gonna just take a short rest in here then?
If we can.
Yeah, you guys could.
We'll give it a shot.
All right. All
Are
right.
you able to use up some dice here?
I'll get my shout back.
Yes, you can definitely use some dice if you so choose to. So yeah, let's go with Dar.
Alright. Well, let's start with, I know it's going to take at least, let's see. I'm gonna use 3 dice.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna use 2 dice to start with. Let's try 2.
All right.
Because it's your con bonus on top of it, right?
That's correct.
Alright.
You don't have to say in advance. You can roll one by one.
I know it's gonna take at least 2. I'm just trying to see here. I thought I had some special thing about rolling dice for this. Roll down and say. Let's see. I got 12. That's 22 points back to that.
Is that using 2 dice?
That's using 2 dice. So that puts me at minus 10.
Actually, you're gonna be at minus 12.
Oh. Lost a couple, huh?
Yes.
Alright, well, we'll do one more dice just to make sure, though.
All right.
4 is 13.
All right. So you're all better.
Alright.
All right. Got that for Dar. All right. L, are you gonna use any? Or are you gonna just stay with the 6?
I'll use one.
All right.
Roll 3 points. I'll use another one. Why not? So it's 9 total.
Okay, that's perfect. Because even with the damage that I was going to give you, you managed to heal all up. so you're good, El. All right, Erebus, you are fine. However, breathing in this wonderful air, you're going to take 2 points of damage. This is in your lungs. Okay, you can decline, but I have it written down, so we're good. Alright. Zazriel, are you using any dice?
30 points. 8 points. 9 points. So 3, 8, 11, 20 points back. So
20 points, so I have you at minus 5 now. Because you took some wonderful air. And you used 3 hit dice?
Yep.
Got it. Alright, and then Kit, you are minus 10. Are you going to use any hit dice?
I'll use 1 to get some points back.
Okay.
Add a 7 on the die.
Alright, so 7 plus your con bonus.
9.
Okay, so 9, so I'm going to have you at a minus 5 after 1 hit die. Because you took some wonderful damage breathing the air. You're just going to keep with the minus 5 for now, or probably best, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys rest up. Let me find 20 real quick. All right. Find it. So just wants to do it later. All right, so what do you guys do?
North or south, people?
So check out both doors, see if they're safe.
Yeah, so over the, resting over this time, chilling out. Both doors, examining them, both are fine. Neither of them are trapped. And both, if you peek out looking, one to your south, it seems to be where, remember where you saw those like kind of statues of like dead kind of along the wall, where and this where you guys. So you think this probably goes that direction because as soon as you open the door about 15 feet, you see a couple of these bodies, these statues, indented, kind of levitated over, pinned up against the wall, about 3 feet up off the floor. So you close that, of course, right now. And then the other direction. That hallway seems to probably go 80 to 100 feet, and then it seems to turn off to the west.
Okay, so we'll go that way. Check the floor as I go.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Alright.
I think we just have Jot check that.
Because Jot does not do that. That is the deal. I am not your trap checker.
13.
No, I meant down around the corner.
We have an agreement that Jot is not our trap finder.
Yep.
All right.
I'm sorry. I thought you loved Jot as much as I do.
I do.
Okay. Well, it's not in danger.
Got his little.
All right. So you guys. So you go down the hallway, and I should show you this cool picture of the woman here. This I just noticed it. So this is what the woman looked like, kind of, when she was resting. All right. So you go down about 100 feet. The hallway turns to your west, which once again goes probably about 100 to 120 feet. As you are going down here, there is a large block of stone that obstructs the corridor ahead. It doesn't seem to have been a part of the original construction here either. You're going to pick that up right away, Dar. For its composition is more sandy than of stones that make up the walls here of these ruins. Furthermore, a gap of several inches is visible along the sides of the block, and between the stone and the ceiling.
So it's fully blocked, other than the narrow gap around the edges.
Yeah.
All right. Does it look like it might have come from the ceiling, like part of a trap?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check on this.
Alright. So, I have no idea. I rolled a 1, so you can tell me what I think.
All right. Yeah, you probably do think it's some sort of something for a. Definitely. I mean, this definitely doesn't. And with Dar too, this is out of place. And for whatever reason it's here, it's probably part of a trap. You don't have no clue on how it works.
Let's go back the other way.
And Dar, you are pretty sure it would take an incredible amount of strength to even move this stone anywhere, if you could even move it around. And it definitely seems there seems to be a hallway, because you can kind of peer through. There is some very little space where it seems to be going upward in a slant. But you guys can't get to it.
Alright, let's go back to the fire beetle room.
And then even on the other, sorry, and just so you know too, the other side, so north and south both seem to have hallways on each side of this stone. And you can see that one to the south just seems to be a hallway that goes probably about, beyond your dark vision right now. And the same thing where the other one seems to be where it's a hallway that seems to be leading upwards, which you can see about 60 feet, of course, or 30 for Erebus and 30 feet for the rest of you guys with dark vision. But that's what you can make of it. But you guys can't. You could maybe try it, like you could maybe push it one way or the other. But once again, you would need an incredible amount of strength that this group doesn't currently operate at.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So does it look like this stone may have coming from the hallway that was slanted upward?
No. However this got here, is not part whatsoever of this. No, it could be part of a trap, but it's definitely, this stone is not from the rest of the stonework here that you've seen. This definitely does not fit anything that you've seen so far. This is somebody brought this in.
Let's go back to the fire beetle room and go down that other doorway before we go back to the statue room.
One sec, yeah. And you said it was sandy? Is there any chance water would affect it in any way? I'm trying to squirt some water on from a water skin.
It doesn't really do anything. Yeah. It's just, just sandstone. But,
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
And
All right.
That's a great roll of one going for you.
What can I do? I get the 20s, I get the ones.
And you start the rock slide.
Well, what about the other door in this room?
We'll go down that in a second. We still have a door back where we came from.
The fire beetles?
Yeah. We already...
Past the lover's room has a bunch of dead things.
We've already been down the statue area. We just have one corridor down there that we haven't ventured. But we should go check this door back in the fire beetles room.
Yeah, so if you guys make your way to that door and open that door, it's not trapped or anything, as I said before. And those are those double doors, but just wooden double doors there. What it is you see 3 flights of stairs, and it seems to be going beyond your vision. But there seems to be about 10 feet of stairs. And then there's about a 2-foot platform, another 10 foot of stairs. It seems to be going up, like this probably heading.
Just one staircase.
But yeah, it's straight staircase. But so 10 feet of stairs,
Yep.
there's a 2-foot platform. 10 feet of stairs, 2-foot platform. 10 foot of stairs, 2-foot platform. And it seems that's what it seems. But it definitely seems it's definitely going up, not down.
Hey, could be light.
Yeah, we can get the hell out of here.
Get out of the lower chambers.
So do we want to go back and search that hallway before we go up?
Yeah, we kind of need to find Torn.
We need to find what?
Torn.
Yeah, I guess Tora would have went down, not up. So yeah, maybe. I guess that's how that works. Alright, let's go back to the other hallway and we'll go through the same way where we killed the people.
Let's go back down and check that other door out.
Wait, do you guys want to walk past the statues? You don't want to walk past the statues, do you?
I thought we had a door in the beetle room. Check out.
That's what we just checked.
Yeah,
out.
that's what we just did.
That's the stairs.
That was the
Yeah, I
stairs.
think we got a door back where the lover's room was.
Sure. We know where that goes too, but that's where we're gonna go, I guess.
Do you want to go that way? Do you want to go past the statues, or do you want to loop back around?
I want to go out of the lover's room.
All right.
Okay, so you go down back towards the lover's room and go to the door.
Statues. Yeah.
Statues. Okay, sure. So back
Did
in
we
that
thoroughly
room.
search the lover's room?
Yes, yeah, you guys were in there an hour. You didn't find anything else.
Okay.
So.
I'll make sure. Carry on.
All right, so you guys are back in that room. If you want to set yourselves up in the sense of that doorway there.
Put me at the door. This computer makes all
And just when Dar's about to open the door, Torn comes in from that door, whereas Jot is. No, where Jot is. Say, hey guys! I climbed out of the pit! And that's where we'll stop for the evening.
Well, Torn's back.
Perfect time to stop.
after he makes us set the whole lineup.
Oh yeah, because that will come into play. But
By the way, guys, before I open this door, y'all make a perfect beat for a lightning bolt, and I'm not even a wizard, and I know that.
well, they know there's no lightning bolt here. They already kind of know what's here. So,
Yeah, get ready for a battle of statues.
all right, so let's quickly go around, sit back down. There's Azrael. So like Torn, gonna run on off.
Yeah, I gotta
We'll
go
play
back
video
to
games. All right.
Gotta get my mind rank up.
All
You
right.
can the gaming table to go play video games.
Exactly. So MVPs around the room. Let's start with Zazriel. You can't give it to yourself.
I always start bad with him.
Dar for doing great work and finally coming back to the table and killing off a creature.
All right, nice. L.
Let's see. They're doing a good job of hunting that one monk and taking it in return. A pretty good matched fight.
Okay. Kit.
Couple crits.
Episode Dar.
Dar. All right. Dar.
I was gonna say Erebus. Without him, we wouldn't find half this shit.
True.
All right, and then Erebus.
Kit, you brought the breath weapon to bear. Nice job. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, finally got a chance to see you breathe. That's true.
I want to see that more often.
I shall try.
All right.
It's excellent.
So let me do this. So let me give Kit and Erebus, I'll give you both bumps to have. And then Dar, I'll give you an inspiration die.
I got 3 of those already. That makes 4.
Then I'm not giving you an inspiration die. You better start using them. Then I'll give you a luck card.
Okay.
All right. So, this will be helpful. You receive the maximum amount of healing possible from any one source.
Yay!
I have a feeling that will be used at some point. Yes. You will need that. All right. So with that, we will go ahead and sign out here. We will be back next Wednesday, 7:30 Central Time sharp. If you made it this far, hey, you better hit the subscribe button or follow button. And hey, hit the like too, all right? Thanks a lot. We'll be back next Wednesday night for episode number 5. Hopefully we'll have a full table. We'll see with Valiant and Torn, as long as his dad doesn't capture him, or hopefully his dad's out flying somewhere in the country. We'll have a little Torn back at the table. So remember,
If not, he goes back in the pit. Just
that's
so
right.
you know.
If not, he goes back to the pit. I'll let him know. Remember, it's cool to be a geek. Pass it on. See you next week.